I'm a bit late to the party on this story, and that's for good reason. I wasn't on YouTube when it broke, so, it's kind of hard to cover a story when you don't have anywhere to put the way you cover it. But yeah, I've already talked a fair amount about the UK and the crazy crap that they do over there, but now I'm going to bring it to another one of their colonial possessions in North America. Canada, America's hat. Uh, Man, they got some fucked up shit going on over there. I mean, the prime minister has done blackface a lot, and they got this lady, man, person, thing living there. Its name is Jessica Yaniv. It is a trans activist. So Jessica Yaniv, formerly known as Jonathan Yaniv, brought human rights complaints against salons giving her prominence, and now it has been accused of harassment and predatory behavior. So, story describes on a phone call she called to ask for a Brazilian wax, which I'm sure if ladies in the audience, the two of you that are out there, I'm sure you know what a Brazilian is, but it's very different for a man. It requires a different skill set because thinner skin on the balls, is anatomy. And when the salon said, yeah, no, we're not qualified to do that kind of work, Yaniv said, I'm going to see you in court. And Yaniv brought 16 identical human rights complaints against salons for refusing to wax her crotch. Okay, she still has male genitals, but she is on a wait list for genital surgery. Okay, you're on a wait list because you live in a country with a piece of shit socialized healthcare system. Now that that's out of the way, let's see. It isn't a human right to get your balls waxed. That is the actual human rights are like freedom of speech, the right to self-defense, freedom of religion, things in the United States Constitution, basically Enlightenment ideals, right? Yeah, and those are flagrantly disregarded in Canada, but for some reason, getting your balls waxed as a woman is recognized because priorities. So this story came out in August. They heard the opening statements from Yaniv's lawyers and the lawyers of and the representatives of the defendants, the salons, the tribunal. So the person who's hearing the cases, the judge, scolded Yaniv because they were saying that because they said that her behavior in basically they're saying that she's a bitch for having 16 identical complaints. You know what? This is taking Karen to a whole new level, so I propose that we now call everyone who was formerly a Karen is now a Jessica or a Jonathan, depending on your mood. And if it's a man or a woman, or if you really can't tell. Oh, and let's see. The way that it says that the way she did it is not conducive to having the issue resolved on its merits. Because there are no merits to this. This is just ridiculous. And it opens a valid question about her motives. For me there wasn't a question. It's about money and ruining the people who refuse to serve it. So the tribunal member also called improper Yaniv's tactic of withdrawing complaints against some of her targets. So basically, she retracted complaints from the salons who were going to go through a legal battle instead of just paying her money. Okay, if you had a question about what her motive was, you don't anymore. You know exactly what it is. It is also, but the member has also explicitly refuted that Yanive's conduct is vexatious or that her complaints are frivolous. Canada, the judge can't even speak his mind because if the judge did, the judge would have been arrested. Okay. Novel or frivolous, or perhaps somehow both. I propose just frivolous. Yanive's case stands out for another reason. It is because she has been accused of predatory behavior. Okay, so it goes into detail about her personal life and talks about how her so one thing it talks about how she's racist to South Asians. So, that alone could get you arrested in Canada, I think. So, you Jessica's lucky that it identifies as a transgender. Otherwise, she would be it would be rotting in a Canadian prison by now. Though I can't imagine it's rotting because everyone in Canada is a pussy, so their prisons are probably nothing like American prisons. Anyway, so yeah, she talks. So after describing Yaniv as a racist, which I think is fair, because she's unjustly saying that all Asians are anti-transgender when really all humans are anti being forced to touch someone's crotch against their will. That seems pretty reasonable to me, and put it in another context, all the same people who are supporting Yaniv wouldn't be if you said it was man, a cis man, doing it to a woman. Okay, and then it talks about a story. It tells a story about how Yaniv was employed as a it was Yaniv was employed by a pop band. Cimarelli, I think is how you say that. But anyway, she was employed there and worked in their social media. And apparently, another person, Louise Nassac, a French person, so I'm probably saying that very wrong. Uh, Louise Nassac is one of Yaniv's first alleged victims. Oh yeah, because it gets weirder. Not only is Yaniv a racist, definitely, she's also allegedly a pedophilic sexual predator who targets young girls. And I say allegedly again so I can avoid legal trouble. I mean, it will be difficult to track me down, but you never know. This broad's determined. So allegedly, she like harassed and abused, or not abused, but like I don't know. Let's just say sexually harassed this girl over the internet. Yaniv, this isn't even an accusation because this has been proven. Yaniv scheduled and attempted to hold a citywide topless pool party for girls between the age of 12 and 17. Google it, you can find the posters. That has been proven, so, like I said, not all trannies are predators, but this one definitely is. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that this is and predator. Okay, let's see. Yaniv also has been accused of sending people a. Yaniv has also been accused of sending people sexual messages in an Elmo voice. This is a disturbing broad. She is also sent text messages, screenshots that she naturally denies are her, but I'm not so sure, talking about how talking to teenage girls about periods and period products. Because again, this is she's sick in the head and she's got a weird fetish. So yeah, but that's what made her infamous. Her and now let's move on. Let's see. This is from the National Review. Canadian court rules against transgender activist Jessica Yaniv in a fight with beauticians over waxing. Okay, so she lost. Rightfully so, I think. There's no way that anybody should ever be forced to touch someone else's genitals, period. If it's against their will, then yeah, no. Not a fan. Not okay. Don't do that. So, yeah. The lawyer says what everyone already knows. Self identification does not erase physiological reality. Our clients do not offer the service requested to men. No woman should be compelled to touch male genitals against her will, irrespective of how the not he doesn't own the genital. You want the owner of your body. It's part of you. Irrespective of how the person who has those genitals identifies. You know what? That's what I've been saying this whole time. So I've got nothing more to say. The tribunal said in its decision that Neve filed her complaints for improper purposes, basically alleging that she did it for money, or not alleging, implying she did it for money, which she definitely did. Okay, so she because she was seeking 15,000 in damages from 16 different salons. So let me do that math real quick. Let's see. 15,000 times 16. That's $240,000. Yeah, she was in it for the money for sure. Almost definitely. And of course, because Canada, they talked about how the women the women who she filed against were of immigrant background. Not sure what that has to do with anything, but I guess you had to put that on record. So, Yaniv has been ordered to pay $2,000 to three of the accused women, one of whom was forced out of business due to the case. $2,000 seems like poor recompense for losing your business, but what do I know? In August, Yaniv was arrested for owning a taser because, like I said, in Canada they don't care about actual human rights like the right to self defense. And tasers are illegal in Canada, so, that exists. After brandishing it on camera during an interview about Yaniv's alleged history of predatory behavior toward children. And as I said, I have to say alleged, but I'm like 100% sure that she's actually done these things, if only because she tried to hold a topless pool party for underage girls. If that doesn't send shivers down your spine, what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, let's see. And that's the end of that article. It's quick one. Okay? Now, this one is from earlier this year, from Monday, January 20th, 2020. So, Jessica Yaniv has been sued by a reporter who was covering Z's weapon trial at the British Columbia Courthouse, at the British Columbia Provincial Courthouse, and Okay, so and she is so Yaniv is alleging that a female reporter sexually assaulted him in the bathroom at the courthouse. Given what I know about Yaniv, I feel like if anything, it would be the other way around. And she's talking about how this bitch belongs behind bars. Speak for yourself. You attempted to hold a topless pool party for children. You can't talk about who belongs in prison. And Yaniv also stated over Twitter that he had sought help at a rape crisis center. Yes, because you, the pinnacle of physical attraction. I mean, I can't put any pictures up because I don't want to, but look up a picture of Jessica Yaniv and you understand what I'm talking about. Like, I mean, physical attraction isn't the only factor in rape, but it's certainly a factor because you kind of had to like get off on the person, want to fuck them to rape. And I'm just saying, Yaniv doesn't do it for me. Doesn't do it for anybody, I imagine. That's why he goes after children. Okay. So the reporter Hams swiftly responded and is saying that it was defamation and is suing Yaniv. The results have yet to be released. It hasn't even gone to court yet. And this is only the latest incident involving Yaniv. Yaniv is also being sued by Kian Bext of the Rebel Online newspaper for assaulting him. And David Menzies, who was also assaulted by Yaniv. This is a violent tranny. That hormone therapy is really messing with your composure. They talk about roid rage. This broad definitely has roid rage. And the next story, this is the most recent thing involving Yaniv. Tuesday, March 17th, so last Tuesday, Jessica Yaniv pleads guilty to, you know, weapons charges. So these charges carry a 6-month can carry a 6-month prison sentence, a $5,000 fine, or both. So, it's a shame that you had to pay out $6,000 to those people in that civil case that you lost, you fucking moron. Are you excited to go to jail? Anyway, that is enough of that. Okay. I'm just going to give you the last thing that I find highly amusing. This guy describes himself as a proud lesbian. Yeah, I wouldn't be proud of if I were you, my man, because not only are you a lesbian, but you are also a pedo. And like I said, I can't take anymore. America's Hat. America's Hat definitely has got messed up stuff going on. Fix it, Canada, please. Or the United States will. If we tried to fix it militarily, there's nothing you could do about it. I mean, seriously. It's like that old joke. Canadians talking about how great their healthcare system is, even when it isn't, because it was ruled a human rights violation in 2005. But that's besides the point. You talk about how awesome your welfare state is. Okay, we'll change one thing. You had to defend yourself from North Korea tomorrow. Go. I hope you like this video. Please like it, share it with your friends, comment, and send me anything you'd like to see me cover. This has been the Bipolar Ice Caps. Goodbye. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all
your feet.